So this is what we're gonna replace this pump right here. The high pressure fuel pump on the Exmark Laser Z X series with the EVC 940 Kohler engine fuel injected. This is the high pressure pump that we're going to be replacing. And like I said, it's getting plenty of fuel. Y'all see? There's nothing wrong with how much fuel it's getting. So this part's doing its job. It's pulling the fuel up in here. But yeah, so I'm gonna set you guys up somewhere where y'all can kind of see. Keep our fingers crossed, y'all. That sucks, y'all. That's ugly. I just knew that I was gonna fix it, man. 250 bucks wasted. And I still gotta put it all back together. I'm gonna get rid of this mower. I'm done. See, I'm scared to even put an engine on it. I don't even want to deal with this Kohler engine no more. I'm over it, man. For sale. The engine only has 730 hours on it. I don't know what else we could do, man. You know, ain't nothing else I can really do with it, man. You know, if you're me, man, I'm gonna wash my hands of it, man. I'm gonna sell it. Let somebody else figure out what with it. Because I done everything. Maybe I'll leave it outside and somebody else steal it. Okay guys, good morning. It's Saturday morning, it's 9:15, and well, we was gonna work today, but I woke up and it was all foggy and stuff, and Zach was gonna have a difficult time getting here today because of just a bunch of junk going on over there at Sarah's. So yeah, so I just took the path the least resistance and said, man, don't worry about it, dude. It ain't a big deal. I didn't have that much going on. Just be ready to go, you know, for next week. I got Anthony calling me. He's wanting to work, and I just don't have any work, y'all. I really don't even know what happened, man. I went from being totally covered up to not having a lot going on, you know, where I'm having a lot more free time. I don't really know what. I really haven't sat down and analyzed it. The only thing I could think of is us just being so much more efficient, that I've been getting started earlier and Zach's been showing up every day. So yeah, yeah, but every day that we don't work, if we're making the same money on the previous days, that, you know, let me put it like this. So if we making the same money last week as we did the last rotation we worked, you know, 4 or 5 days, and this rotation we worked 3 days. So that 4 and 5th day we're not earning, but we did all the work in 3 days. See what I'm saying? So that makes the business's bottom line go through the roof. really, because there's no expenses. I got a $150 property I'm going to go do. It takes me about an hour and 20 minutes, give or take, right? It's about a 15-minute ride. Then I got another property, and then I got another property after that I got to look at. I got the address here. It's a new, they just bought a property, and they're wanting somebody on the reg, and it's close by. I don't know exactly where it's at. I got the address right here. Because they're building a lot of neighborhoods and stuff back in here. And when I say they're building neighborhoods back here behind my house, these are not your typical small lawn neighborhoods. These are like 2 acre lots that they're building houses on. They're not cluster places, you know. And though I know I talk all the time about not wanting to be up in the little neighborhoods, well, if I'm real close to my house, I mean, I have to retract that, because it's all about, you know, my expenses and my time and everything. So the closer I can get properties to my house, the less I got to travel, the more money I can make. So we did not work Thursday, Friday, and we're not really working today. But for the week, we made just as much money as we did on the last rotation and the rotation before that, where we worked all 5 days. See, the last rotation was we did the airstrip, and then we started that cleanup over there on the 50 acres. But I was trying to make way for the 50 acres, and I haven't dropped any customers. So, and I'm not a business major or nothing. You know, I'm a time management major. That's what I am. Right. You know, let me just tell y'all a quick story. So, a buddy of mine, you know, he had a job for years and years and years, right? And they had a massive layoff, and you know, and he got laid off, and they're closing up shop basically. And so he had a little money saved up, so he dipping into his 401k and all this, right? And so he jumped out there and bought a $40,000 stump grinder, right? Without really knowing what kind of stump work there is out there for stump grinding, right? You know, and he's just putting money in, and he's really taking a hell of a chance, to be honest. And he bought a nice stump grinder, right? And used one for like 40 grand. That's a chunk of money, man, to invest in a business that you really have never even been an entrepreneur before, where you always work for the man. I was kind of taken aback a little bit by, you know, him not building up to that, you know, and, you know, living on the land is difficult, you know, and he might make $1 million, I don't know, but he damn sure don't mind spending, and it's kind of got me a little bit weary. So the other day, I see him, and you know, when he bought the grinder, the stump grinder, he bought the trailer and all. So I think he ended up spending about 45 or 50 grand total. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money, man, to invest in something that you ain't never done before. So I see him, you know, and we friendly and everything, right? You know, I see him, and I'm like, hey, man, how's it going? And he wanted me to try to get him a little bit of work here and there, you know. And I'm looking at all the money he's spending, right? Thinking, man, there's not a guarantee that you're going to be able to get all your money back in the foreseeable future. And when you first start out in any kind of business out here, you know, the minimal investment for return is where you need to be, if you ask me. No matter how much money you got, if if you don't have any more money coming in on the reg, you know, then I'm a little bit scared for him, to be honest. So I see him, and he done bought a brand new dump trailer. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, a dump trailer, I'm trying to figure out why he bought the dump trailer. He was asking me about how much to charge to haul some limbs and stuff off and all that for one of the customers. And I'm like, well, you know, it's according to how far you got to take it, where's the job at, where's the dump at, blah, blah, blah. But y'all know I got a dump spot. So I'm you know, I'm an anomaly on that front. So the dump trailer he bought, I guarantee you, it's a PJ's. I bet you that dump trailer was $8,000 or $9,000. So he's probably roughly in $60,000. And been working for the man for 25 years prior to just a month ago. See, that scares me if I'm him, because there's not a guarantee that you're going to get that money back. And if you do, there's other things that may come up that may cost you before you can actually start banking your money, especially in the stump grinding game. There's money in the stump grinding game. There really is. But I don't know that I would have went that deep on something that I didn't know that much about on the front, right? Just my thoughts on it, you know. And I'm not, he's my, you know, he's my friend, man. I'm not, but I'm a little bit worried for him, man, because it seems like he's doing more spending than earning. And I know what it takes to be able to earn that kind of money and get your money back. Put it like this: I've been doing this, and maybe I'm doing it wrong. I've been doing this for going on, well, this is my 16th season, and I've never spent $50,000 in one walk, or in one season, or in any way, you know, the whole time I've been in business. Never. I've never even spent, the most I've ever spent cash money, and this guy paid cash. He ain't making payments or nothing. He paid cash. The most I ever spent since I've been in business cash money was for the Bobcat, $20,000. That's the most I've ever spent. But I had been in business for 10 years out here. I couldn't imagine spending $50,000, $60,000, you know, a month after I got laid off my regular job. Ooh, boy, it just seems like it's so freaking risky to me. It does, man. I don't know, dude. What do y'all think, man? Can he make money? Well, yeah, he can make money, man. Of course he can make money. Kind of money. Most people don't have that kind of money, you know. And he's not no spring chicken either. He's probably, well, I'll guarantee you, he's at least my age or older, I'd say. I know the stump grinding game is a difficult game to make a lot of money in. Now, there are people in my area, that's all they do, and you know, they do pretty good. But a lot of the stump grinding guys that I know, they got full-time jobs, and they'll grind some stuff. You know, I know a couple of firemen that do it, and you know, that kind of thing. I had a stump grinder now, and it only had a 30 horsepower engine on it, and it was a Rayco, and it was, you know, it was okay. But see, I couldn't make enough money with it to justify what it took to keep it and everything. Because you go out and grind, you know, you drive 30 minutes and grind a stump, make 150 bucks, and you might not have near another stump to grind for 2 days. You see? And I was used to the fast, and that's another thing that I haven't really talked about either. I like the fast pace of the lawn care. That's another thing about the lawn care too. Though it's less money, I like that fast paced stuff. You know, sprinkle in a few big cuts and you know, and that kind of thing. You know, but the stump grinding game, well, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe I was just not doing something right. Maybe the machine I had just wasn't, you know, designed to make money with. But it was a Rayco and what, Super Junior or something. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a big. You walk beside it, you know, and it was a pretty nice machine. But it just couldn't do the stumps fast enough, and there was a lot of maintenance on it too, with the teeth and all. Now, I guess you could fall into a clique where you got a bunch of stumps you can do. I don't know, man. It just seems like that's a lot of money to be spending going into a business like that when you ain't been in that business, or you ain't even been out here, you know, educating yourself on what people are willing to pay for. And though people are willing to pay for stump grinding, no, for sure. And you know, there's plenty of people that make money in the stump grinding game around here. Let me look at this. And this property right here is a prime example of pricing it with 2 mowers versus 1 mower. It took me 2 hours over here, man, and it hadn't even been 2 weeks. For $150, man. That's not that good of money, really. This job right here, it's a prime example of the difference in 1 mower and 2 mowers. You know, if you had when I do 2 mowers over here, we can do this job in 45 minutes. Sure can. 1 mower over here just it's not conducive to making money. I mean, you ain't gonna lose, but you ain't winning. You know, 150 bucks, 20 minutes from my house, $20 in fuel, $10 in the mower fuel. I mean, come on, dude. You're making about $80 over here. Yeah, I should have priced this one, you know, a little bit higher, man. Because it took a long time with solo, and I knew when I came over here, I said, man, I really don't even like doing this one with 1 mower, because it's just this is the okay. Now they want an every 2-week deal. They're not here right now, so I would take into consideration the edging. You got that line of edge. You got a line of edge here, edge, and edge. And then of course we're going to get all this out of the cracks. I can't stand this in the roadway. That's terrible. So 1, 2. Then we'll have to round these out. So it's kind of a neat property though, where I don't have a lot of potential bed work. The Bermuda needs to be treated here. You can tell where the septic is and all that. I love the rock beds. Easy cheesy, spray and keep rolling with it. Edge, not a lot of maintenance here. I love that. Right, yeah. You got little pebbles. I mean, there's no fence in the back, but that'll probably change. They got rock here. Spray the rock, you're good. Get the weed eat this right here. You're gonna have water sitting here all the time because of the air conditioner is so flat. That doesn't make no sense, but you know, weed eat that, you'll weed eat that. And see, we'll see what kind of people they are, but you see this area right here, they may want to put Bermuda grass down right here. You could put about 6 pallets down right here, you know. We'd eat this. This is a screened in porch area, pretty nice, I guess. I don't know that I would have ever done that on a concrete slab. Somebody did, right? Probably goes back to that berm there. It may go back further than that. It may go back to about where that barn is on the other one. So back to that little tree back there, you know. See that little tree back there? Man, to me, this is kind of tacky right here, y'all. What do y'all think? See. Because it'd take a little bit longer the first cut. And see, you could just pull these weeds out, man. You know? I mean, these are easy to do. So let me shoot them a number. Y'all see it, man. I mean, it's not real big, it's not real little, it's got a little bit of potential. Before I shoot them a number, I'm gonna go home and look at the county site. And that's one thing that you guys that I know what you can do, y'all. And I noticed that a lot of people don't do this, and I really don't know why. Because it's all free, and it just makes you, you know, it makes you more informed. When you when you do a property, before you go to bid on it, you want to be as informed as you possibly can about the parameters, the scope, and things about the property that maybe the owner didn't tell you, you know, or not there to show you, or that kind of thing. And I use Google Earth every time I look at a property. If somebody calls me about a new property, potential new property, a new customer, the first thing I do is I go to Google Earth and I look at the location. The second thing I do is I go to the county tax. If I can't get it on Google, then I go to the county tax assessor, and it's all free. And then the county tax assessor will show you exactly within a few feet the property line. It'll actually give you the measurements of how far it is from the street side where the water meter is to the back of the property line, across the back, and then back up. And it'll show you on the map. You just punch in the address and then hit map, and it'll show you when it's sold, how much it sold for, who bought it, who sold it, how long it's been built, all these little things, just little tidbits of information. So, you know, so that if somebody calls you and they're out of town or whatever, and they want you to go over there and cut the property, then you can, and they say they're the owner, and then you look at the county site and they may not be the owner. Just saying. I mean, you just never know. So just little things, man, that you can do to really minimize your time. Because a lot of times I'll look at the property, I'll see where it's at, and I'll go to the street view on Google Earth, and then I'll say okay, and then I'll go to the website. I've had some customers tell me, oh, it's only 3 acres, and then I go to the county site and it'll be 6 or 7 acres. See, you know, Yeah, that kind of thing happens all the time. You know, one thing about most homeowners that's got acres of grass, they always minimize exactly how much grass they have, always. And you know, it's up to you to make sure that you don't fall into that. Even if they don't know how much grass they got, they know. When they bought the property, they know exactly how many acres they got and blah, blah, blah. You know, well, it's only about 3 acres and, you know, and then I go to the county site and it's actually 9 acres, 6 acres of grass to cut. Like I'm Willie Lump and I'm just going to jump on a property like that and cut 9 acres when they're telling me it's 6 and me not know the difference. I don't know. Some people might do that. I don't know. I don't. I want to be as informed as possible when I'm taking on a new customer, because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to collect customers. I'm trying to build relationships, and I want to kind of know where they're coming from when I talk to them on the phone, and I want to kind of picture their thinking and everything too in my head as I'm talking to them. And if they tell me a lie off the muscle, well, I ain't saying I won't do the property, but I'm saying that that's just a little tidbit of information that I got in my head. So if other weird things happen, like they start playing games with the timing, they start playing games with me getting my money, they start, you know, that kind of thing, then I can trace it all the way back to the very first phone call we had in my head, and I can say, okay, well, they're just not a good customer for me. I'm not saying they're bad people, they just don't fit what I want to do. You know, you got to be informed about the properties that you're doing before you bid on them. You're not going to know everything. There's enough things that can come up out here that there's no way you could possibly know, and that the homeowner don't know either. But what you want to do as you take on customers, and this is geared toward people that are just starting out, is you want to make sure that they're not, you know, punching you in the mouth. You know, because some of the customers can be brutal, man, and a lot of times, you know, the customers don't care if you make a living or not, and that's why I'm all about building relationships. Yeah, I'll cut the property if they're paying enough money. I ain't gotta like them, but that's not my ideal customer. My ideal customer is people that the yard is important to them, their property is important to them. That's your ideal customer, and I like to build relationships, so they'll refer you out. If they, you know, have other projects at their house or property, they'll call you first. And always in the beginning, they're going to be weary of the money part. But after you develop a relationship with them, and you nurture that relationship over time, they don't worry about the money nearly as much. Never. The ones that worry about the money all the time, they're probably not going to last long in my database. They're just not, because they don't put value on consistency and accountability and responsibility. You want customers that put emphasis on that, and customers that respect that you are out here living on the land. You don't have a paycheck coming on Friday, and you are, you know, working hard out here in the heat, doing the best that you can. And customers respond well to that for the most part. You know, if you're real nitpicky, you ain't gonna be my customer. I ain't gonna let you. Yeah, I said it. I'm not gonna let you be my customer. See, because contrary to what a lot of people might think, and you should believe the same thing if you're a lawn care provider, If you got me doing your property, you got a solid dude that's in with both feet, man. And ain't no games, ain't no you know, nothing, you know. If I were a homeowner and I had a lawn care guy like me that didn't miss a beat, that shows up like freaking clockwork, I'm gonna like that a lot, and I'm gonna try to keep them on, and I'm gonna try to keep them busy. But I know you gotta believe in what you bring to the table, see? And what I've learned is, in the beginning of my lawn care journey, entrepreneurship journey, I didn't realize what I was worth. I didn't realize it. I just didn't. And, you know, there was no YouTube or nothing to show me my worth, or to give me the confidence and that kind of thing, and to show what, you know, other people do or charge. You gotta be confident in what you bring to the table. You know, of course, you got to bring it too. You can't be bullshitting either. You can't be playing around. You got to spend your money right on good equipment, and you got to show up when you say, and you got to do all those things that I do. It ain't hard for me to do those things because it's a habit. You know,